What's happening, lads? Viper here and welcome to a new video on the channel. Today we're carrying on our series of the most meta players in every league. This league is the Bundesliga. There's not a lot really to pick from, so we've done it in one team, which is a little bit concerning, probably off the rip for you guys, but I promise you there are a lot of very meta players in this team. So with that being said, let's get into the team. Do you need cheap, reliable coins? Check out MMO EXP for the cheapest coins on the market and use code VIPER to get 5% off. Starting off with in net, we have Casteels. Now he's very good. I had him at the start for a very long time. I really like him because his stats are just quite decent and he's 6'6". Having good tall goalkeepers on this game is very important. I've said this so many times, don't really need to go over it for too long. But yeah, Casteels is really good because of his height. And he has very good stats. He's a joke, really. One of the best keepers in the game, once again. If you can get a keeper this tall, you're really laughing on this game. Now, moving on to our right back, we have Mukele. Now, this might be a bit of an interesting choice for a lot of you guys. You're probably expecting Mbabu here. The reason I've gone for Mukele, I prefer right backs that have medium-high work rates if you can get them. And they're quite quick, which Mukele is. Very good body type in game. 6'2", very good strength, good pace. Agility and balance is a bit low, but so is Kyle Walker's. And Walker is one of the best right backs in the game. He has okay passing, good aggression, insane defensive stats. And yeah, for a defensive right back, he is probably the best on the game. And yeah, that's why I really like him. Mbabu is still here. And yeah, Mbabu is probably better for chemistry if we're trying to go for a hybrid. But if you're sticking in the Bundesliga, I really do like Mukele. Or if you switch into a free back, Mukele is also brilliant as well as an outside centre back. Moving on to our centre backs now that we have in the main team. First of all, we have old Edmund. I really like Tapsoba on this game. He's very similar to how good he was last year. He has great passing with good enough vision to make the passing good. Good agility and balance, good reactions and composure, and insane defensive stats. He's also 6'4", medium-high work rates, and he's cheap as chips as well. I can't believe how cheap he is for how good he is. Yeah, he's very good. He has very long legs, which is really nice for getting stuck into tackles. And yeah, I really like Edmund Tapsoba on this game. He's as good as he was last year. Now moving on to my opinion for the best centre-back in the Bundesliga, we have Gvardiol. Obviously, I've got a red card on him. But in terms of a ball-playing centre-back, you just can't get better than this. Good strength and aggression, good jumping. A bit dodgy for defensive awareness, but everything else is fine defensively. Good agility and balance. Okay reactions and composure. Insane dribbling. Very good passing. 4-star weak foot as well. And he has high work rates, which could be a bit of an issue for some people. Not for me personally. 6'1" as well, so he's kind of good in the air as well. And this is an awesome card. That's probably discard price. Cannot go wrong with him at all. Definitely pick him up if you're building a Bundesliga team. He's better than Lacroix. He's better than St. Just. So make sure you pick him up if you are building a Bundesliga team. Moving on to our left back now. We have arguably one of the best left backs in the game. Not my favourite personally. I actually prefer Hernandez. But we've got Alphonso Davies. 4-star, high-low work rate, 6 foot. And his stats are okay. Like, they're nothing crazy. You are literally just buying him for the pace. And that's understandable. You need a lot of pace at fullback. And yeah, he's so good for that. His work rates are dodgy though, and you can feel that in game, even when you do put him on stay back. But yeah, he's still okay. You know, he's got okay defending, good strength for how quick he is. And he has a very good body type in game. So that does add into him being able to hold off players and body players on the way back when he's defending a counter-attack. Now, moving on to our right mid, we have Leroy Sané. I really like this card. Good dribbling, good strength, insane pace, good finishing and shot power. This is a very meta card on this game. Obviously, he's probably going to get a few upgrades as well. If Bayern Munich do wake up, obviously they got beat 5-0 by Mönchengladbach the other day, which is a bit concerning. I'm sure they'll bounce back from it. And this card's just brilliant. Just make sure you watch out for the free 2-star weak foot. He's got medium-low work rates, which is not an issue. I believe Messi has medium-low, and he's considered the best player on the game. So You really can't have too many issues with this card. Marksman on him would be insane to get the strength up. And yeah, he's one of the best wide players on the game in my opinion, just because of how good his strength and pace are. And yeah, it's a very, very nice card, this one. Now moving on to our two centre mids. First of all, we have Leon Goretzka. Really don't need to talk about him for too long. Good pace, good passing, good dribbling, good strength, good defensive stats, and a 4-star weak foot as well. High medium work rates, which is a bit of a shame. He should have high. But Goretzka is one of the best centre mids on the game, if not the best. The first gold card in Hullet Gang as well. And yeah, just can't go wrong with him at all. Very, very awesome to play with in game as well. He's an absolute animal on this game. Moving on to our next left centre mid, we have Sakaria. I love this card. He's still quite expensive. I think he's like 60k. But this card is a joke, man. In terms of a proper CDM, Zakaria is one of the best you can get for coins, in my opinion. That strength and aggression, that defending, that okay passing. He's very, very similar to Vieira in game, genuinely. I know his work rates are a bit crap, but that's not an issue. Just put him on stay back. If he had high-low, then we would be in a bit of trouble. But because he has high-medium, put him on stay back as a lone CDM or in a 2 CDM formation. This card is awesome in game. Now moving on to our left mid, we have Kingsley Coman. Now obviously Coman has a 3-star weak foot, which could be an issue for some people. But the way I would set this up is I play Sane as a left mid and Coman as a right mid, so they're on their strong foot for the byline passes. And Coman is quite good on this game. His sprint boost is really good. His finishing is actually better than what it says there. If you stick a dead eye or something on him to get his passing up, which is already okay, to be fair. His crossing's okay and his short pass and vision are very good. You have a seriously good card here. And as I said, the sprint boost is really good. He's very, very fast in game. Feels very, very raw with his pace, which I really like. His strength is okay as well for what he is. If he gets like an upgrade or two to get his finishing up and his composure up, this is a seriously good card. Now, moving on to our strikers. First of all, we have Erling Haaland. And I actually really like him. A few things you have to be okay with dealing with is obviously the lack of skills and the ability to not dribble at all and pass at all. So he's kind of like a proper getting behind striker. He doesn't do anything other than just run onto the back line and with the through ball over the top and that kind of stuff he's insane with. Obviously he's got crazy strength and aggression, he's got crazy finishing, and he's just a very powerful player. His agility and balance isn't bad for the kind of player he is. I definitely recommend putting an engine on him just to get his dribbling up and try and get his passing up. His passing was a big issue when I used him. Obviously with the 3-star weak foot as well, his weak foot is awful for passing, but I really like him as a true getting behind striker, if you know what I mean. And yeah, that is the way I would use him. If you can deal with all the things I've mentioned that he's bad with, you've got probably the second best striker on the game, genuinely. Yeah, if you can get behind the lack of skills and the passing, you've really got yourself an absolute animal here. Now, moving on to our last player in the 11, we have Marco Reus, road to the knockout. I don't know if Dortmund are going to get through exactly. I haven't really been keeping up with them. I know they've been picking up a few draws though, but this card's really good. Obviously, we'll be playing a 4-2-3-1 here because there's not many strikers in the Bundes that are good. Lewandowski isn't good enough, and Reus is actually a really good card. They've niced him on his strength. They've actually niced his stamina to what it usually is. He's got insane dribbling, insane passing, insane finishing, long shots. The only thing he lacks is pace, and his pace is still okay. He's got the finesse shot trait, which is really nice outside the foot shot. And yeah, I find this card to be really good. It is quite expensive. I think it's like 300-400k. But yeah, he should get an upgrade, probably one upgrade to 90, and hopefully he gets like 85 pace with the upgrade. And then you've got a serious player here as well. He's already really good. I've used him in draft a fair few times, and I'm a big fan of him personally. So yeah, that is the main 11, lads. As you can see, I'm not going to spoil the bench for you guys, which we are going to get into now. We're just going to go over this quite quickly. So first of all, we have Neuer. I don't think Neuer is very good on this game. I don't know what it is. Obviously, he has his own custom animations. I think that is probably the issue. He has a 4-star weak foot though, good kick in, and just a pretty decent card, 6'4" as well. But he's not my favourite player on this game, to be honest. I don't think he's a very good goalkeeper at all. He's one of the top ones that I really don't like on this game. I did have him for an extended period, and I put him in an SBC because I really didn't like him. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend Neuer unless you need him for chemistry. I would definitely avoid him if you can. Moving on to our next player, we have Kostic. Now this is a good box-to-box midfielder in a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Could even play him at CDM in a 4-2-3-1. But his best position is left mid in a 3-5-2. He's very good for that position. He's actually exactly what is needed for the left mid in a 3-5-2. Good defending, good passing, good pace, good crossing, good strength and aggression. And yeah, he's a very well-rounded card and the perfect fit for a wide player in the 3-5-2. So if you are considering moving into the 3-5-2, make sure you pick him up. He's obviously an SBC. He's probably going to get an upgrade as well, which is really nice. So yeah, Kostic is a very meta player in the 3-5-2 specifically. Now moving on to our next player, we have Nkunku. Now this is another box-to-box player that's quite good. Insane dribbling, agility and balance. Decent defensively. A very good going forward with good passing stats as well. There's a 3-star weak foot, so take that into consideration when you buy him. 4-star skills, which is really nice. Also has the finesse shot trait and outside the foot shot trait, which are two of the best traits in the game. And yeah, he's very good. Definitely going to get a TOTS card, probably a few player of the months as well if he keeps up his form. He's playing it insane right now, and this is a very good card in my opinion. Now moving on to our next player, we have Jude Bellingham. Obviously this is his inform. I don't know why they didn't boost this as like the featured team of the week, but it's still a very good card. Good dribbling, good defending, okay aggression and strength, good stamina. Okay going forward, you wouldn't use him going forward though. You'd use this card as a CDM in my opinion. He's got really good passing actually for what he is as well. 4-star weak foot, high work rates and 6'1". Very good card for how cheap he is. I highly recommend him if you want a bit of a tight budget. Bellingham is really good. Obviously he's an ambassador as well, which I believe EA give hidden boost to. Could be wrong there, but that's my opinion and I really like him. Moving on to our next player, lads, we have Dale Upamecano. Now the reason he's not in the main team is because of his pace split. His pace split is awful. If they switched that and acceleration was the 92 one, he'd be in the main team. But obviously everywhere else he's insane. Good defending, insane strength and aggression. His reactions and composure are quite low for an inform as well, which is a bit of a concern. I was not the biggest fan of him personally. He's okay, but he's definitely not the best defender. I'd much prefer Gvardiol and even Lacroix to Upamecano. So that is why he's not in the main 11. Moving on to our next player, we have Akanji, another tight-knit budget player. He's okay, probably needs an upgrade or two. If he gets up to like 70 on 70 on his agility and balance, he'd be crazy. He has good reactions though, which is important. His passing's a bit shoddy. But yeah, he's okay. His aggression needs a bit of a boost as well. But Akanji is okay if you want a very tight budget. Now, as we move on, we've got Klosterman. He's very good as well. Bad composure, which really puts me off personally. And his strength and aggression is really low. But he makes up for that with his insane pace. And just good defensively, really, to be honest. His acceleration and sprint speed is a bit off. But yeah, it's an okay split. It's a lot better than Upamecano's split. So that's why we like him. I personally prefer him to Upamecano's inform, just because of the pace split and a little bit better reactions. Obviously his composure is a lot lower, but I don't personally find this to be an issue with Klosterman. And yeah, he's a very good card. Medium 6'2" as well. He's very good on this game. Once again, if you're on a tight budget, I believe he's at 800 coins, which is insane. If this was last year, he'd at least be 20k right now. So it's a bit crazy how cheap he is. But yeah, he's very good as well. Moving on to our next player. One that needs a few upgrades, but is still okay on this game, and that's Donny Marlon. Good pace, good dribbling, good strength actually as well. This is a very, very, very meta card. He was very, very good at the start as well. I really liked him at the start. He's just a very, very meta player, you know. If he gets like an 84 inform, this card is going to be insane. You know, he gets up to like 87 finishing, like 80 strength, like 80 composure, and better agility and balance. This is a seriously, seriously good card. Obviously, he has a 3-star weak foot, so be careful of that. But other than that, this is a mental, mental card. Now, as we move on, we have Mbabu, who I don't want to talk about for too long. We all know how good he is. His stats don't look very good, but he just performs very well in game. He has a sick body type in game. And yeah, with how annoying he was last year, EA decided to give him a flashback card last year. God knows why. Just to add insult to injury, he was stupidly good last year. I believe he got one of them what if cards. And yeah, that's when he really, really started to get good last year. Obviously, you can't use him at centre-back this year. And he's not the best right-back in the world by any stretch. That's why we prefer Mukele. High, medium work rates, but he is okay, to be fair. Moving on to our last player in the team, we have Lacroix. Lacroix is really, really good as well. Bad pace split, generally. But because he's so quick, it doesn't really matter. And if you concede a lot of counter-attacks on FIFA, he is your go-to man, really. If he gets one special card, if he gets one inform even, just to go to 90 pace and be an 81 rated card, he'll be ridiculous. Obviously, his aggression's a bit low, but that doesn't really matter because of how quick he is. He is there just to deal with counter-attacks. I've actually thought of putting him back in my main team because of how much I suffer counter-attacks on this game, but I haven't done that yet. But yeah, this card is ridiculous. Super duper cheap as well, I believe. Like 5k, maybe a bit less than that now. The market's gone crazy this FIFA. But Lacroix is a very, very good option, especially if you're dealing with counter-attacks a lot. I would highly recommend him. And that is the team, lads. As you can see there, that is the full team. A lot of good players in here. Not as good as the Premier League. The Premier League has so many more options. No 5-star skillers, actually, as well, which is a bit of an issue. But yeah, this is a good league. Mostly for defenders, I'd say. You know, we've got some awesome defenders here. With Gavardiol and Tapsoba and Mukele. Davies is okay, but not my cup of tea, really. And yeah, this is just a really awesome team. So if you did enjoy today's video, lads, make sure you leave a like on it. And you're sub to the channel if you want to keep seeing this series. Next up, we have got Serie A. And then we're going to go on to the La Liga. Obviously, we're not doing Liga because Liga is just the seriously meta players that are almost unattainable. That being Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. But yeah, with that being said, lads, that's going to be it from me. So yeah, take care of yourselves.